In these videos, we're going to be taking a look at agenda setting theory, framing theory, as well as the spiral of silence. When it comes to the role of the media in our lives, people often wonder just how much the media shapes society's perception of the world. In fact, millions of people depend on news producers for information that determines the way that we live, vote, and behave. So first, let's take a look at agenda setting theory. Agenda setting theory refers to how the media's news coverage determines which issues become the focus of public attention. And agenda setting theory rests on two basic assumptions. The first of these is that the media filters and shapes our reality instead of simply reflecting it. In other words, news stories are presented in a specific order that a producer or an editor determines to be the most sensational or the most appealing to audiences. So the media acts as a filter in that way, much like we've talked about gatekeeping in the past. In addition, the more attention that the media gives to certain issues, the more likely the public will be to label those issues as more important. Agenda setting doesn't necessarily tell people how they should think or feel about certain issues, but rather it tells them what issues they should think about. And the more that a story is publicized in the media, the more prominently it's going to be stored in our memories. And agenda setting theory often falls prey to the chicken and egg conundrum. Which came first, public opinion or the media's agenda? News producers claim that they cover issues based on what the media wants to hear. And in some cases, researchers have often noticed agenda setting going in reverse, where individuals are influencing the media coverage by raising awareness of different issues on their blogs, forums, and social media sites. So especially nowadays, this relationship between the media, reality, and our perceptions of reality is very cyclical and circular. So which came first? Who really knows? But the media does have an outsized impact on the way that we perceive our realities. Now, in modern times, people can seek all sorts of different information that they want and just ignore the rest. And so there are two motives that drive information consumption, and those are relevance and uncertainty. People seek to learn about an issue when it affects their lives and they know little about that issue. So when relevance is low and uncertainty is high, the powers of agenda setting are going to have the strongest effect. In other words, people who have no direct connection to an issue have to depend on the media to frame it appropriately for them so that they can understand it. In addition, agenda setting influences not only public opinion, but it also affects public policy as well as the media itself. For example, the front page story in the New York Times is likely to also be the front page story in USA Today. And regional and local news organizations often report on stories that were broadcast by national media outlets. And in a lot of cases, once an issue has been captured into the attention of a number of different citizens, it's much more likely to inspire new laws and regulations. So if the media is constantly covering a specific topic, the audience is going to think that that topic is more important, and therefore that we should do something about it, that we should write a law about it or have some sort of regulation. And so as you can see, agenda setting theory remains highly relevant to mass communication studies today.